Hi queens, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Today I will be showing you guys how I do my everyday full glam makeup look. People are always asking me, how do I get my makeup to look so smooth every single time? So I came on here to show you guys today. Let's get straight into the video. I'm gonna begin by gelling down my eyebrows using the NYX eyebrow gel glue. This stuff really does an amazing job gelling down your eyebrows. Make sure all your hairs are laying down flat. Just like that. There's one. Now that I'm done gelling down both of my eyebrows, I'm taking the Morphe Flickering Sands palette and I'm going to be mixing the black and brown to fill in my eyebrows using a little angled flat eyebrow brush. So we're just gonna dip it in there. But I try to not touch the front. I start at the middle. So we're gonna start right here and then just bring that all the way down to your tail. And you can go in with eyeshadow as many times as you want. And then once you do the top, you can just fill it in. I'm just gonna draw a line starting at the beginning of my brow and just connect it to the middle. So now that I did one eyebrow, we're gonna do the same exact thing to the next eyebrow. Now that I'm done filling in both of my eyebrows, I'm going to be taking the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 22, and I'm going to be concealing my eyebrows with this concealer. I always start with the bottom first. I just go like this. There's the bottom. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the top. There's one eyebrow, queens. I'm gonna go ahead and do my next eyebrow off of camera just because it kind of takes too long, but this one turned out super good. So I just finished concealing both of my eyebrows. They ate! Now that I'm done doing my eyebrows, we're gonna go ahead and start moving on to the face makeup. Step number one in my makeup routine is primer. So I use the NYX the Face Glue Primer. This primer is super good. I have super dry skin. This does a really good job moisturizing my skin before applying anything on top of it. So that's how much I apply on. Just gonna let it dry a little bit so it can get tacky. I always do start with cream bronzer first. This is the Dominique Cosmetics cream bronzer in the shade Warm Bronze. This bronzer is super creamy. It's one of my favorite cream bronzers. I have tried a couple and this formula it's super nice. I'm gonna show you guys how creamy this is right now. We're gonna put some on my cheek, nose, and of course my forehead. Before I do blend out the cream bronzer, I wanted to show you guys where my brushes are from because I feel like you guys always ask me what brushes I use. These are all from the brand called Manage. You guys can find these linked in my TikTok showcase. The brush number I'm going to take to blend out this bronzer is 52010. And I'm going to use the bigger side. I use like a tapping technique. Look at the difference. I'm going to go ahead and do the next side. After doing my cheeks, I will be doing my forehead and then lastly my nose. Okay, now we're doing my forehead. I kind of have to move my hair a little bit. We're just going to kind of blend this in also towards the concealer. But I'm just going to blend my nose now. I just blend it going upwards. It really doesn't matter how you blend out your nose because you will be cleaning it up with concealer when you're concealing underneath your eyes. Now that I'm done bronzing, I'm going to be going in with the Feely blush in the shade Ambitious. The shade of this blush is beautiful. It's like this super nice red. I love how pigmented this blush is too. You really don't need a lot. That's so nice. I'm gonna add some to my nose. Just make sure you're patting this in. And this is what your face should look like once you're done applying cream blush and cream bronzer. So now that we're done doing that, we're going to go into doing concealer. I'm first going to go ahead and start off with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade 141. And I'm just going to apply this in the back of my hand, just like that. I'm taking a flat foundation brush and I'm just taking the concealer on my hand and I just swipe it like this. I don't know how to explain it. Just make sure you pay attention. This is how I apply my concealer around my mouth area and underneath my jawline. This is how much I have left over on my hand. I'm using the rest on my eyebrows. I try to blend this in with the concealer that I use to conceal my eyebrows since it is a little bit too white. It kind of makes it lighter. which looks nicer. But I'm just trying to get as close as possible and just blending that in with the brush. So now taking my beauty blender, I'm just blending the concealer into my face. And I'm only touching the concealer, nothing else. I kind of do take the bottom of the sponge and just blend where I put the bronzer, just so it looks a little bit smoother and so you don't see that harsh line. So there's that. Now we're gonna blend out the forehead area. Now that I'm done concealing all around my face, we're going to be concealing underneath my eyes. And for that, I will be using the Juvia's Place concealer and also the Dominique Cosmetics concealer. I first go in with the Juvia's Place and I apply that towards my inner corner. Just like this. And I also apply some on my nose, underneath my nose, and underneath my lower lip. Now taking the Dominique Cosmetics concealer, I'm applying that right next to the Juvia's Place one. And I'm only applying this underneath my eyes. I'm now gonna take my beauty blender and just blend around my mouth, but only around my mouth. Now we're going to take a flat brush. I'm just going to clean up my nose. I draw the line starting at the tip of my eyebrow all the way down to the tip of my nose. And you do that to both sides and then you connect it. Taking the same concealer, I'm gonna blend out my under eyes. And I try to keep the concealer just underneath my eyes when blending it, so my under eyes get all the coverage. Before I blend out my under eyes and my nose, I'm going to take my powder puff. I'm gonna take the Maybelline Fit Me Press Powder in the shade 100 and just pat it in here. I'm also taking a translucent baking powder by Revolution and I'm patting my powder puff into that as well. After doing both of those steps, your powder puff should look like this. You're gonna set it aside and take your beauty blender and blend out your nose and then your under eye. I'm gonna start off by doing my nose, just pat it. Now I'm gonna blend out underneath. Once you're done blending out your under eye, you're gonna take your powder puff really quickly and set it. The quicker the better, so you have no creases, and set it really quick. Just pat, 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 pat. Make sure you don't see any more cream product. That's how I get that smooth under eye. I feel like the quicker you set your eye, the better. Just make sure you blend out your concealer really nicely so you don't end up setting it and it being cakey, because we do not want it to look cakey. We want it to look smooth. I'm gonna do the same to my next eye. Now I'm gonna go ahead and set it and then we're done with the second eye. So there are both of my under eyes. As you guys can see, they are super, super smooth. I promise you, the quicker you are to set your eyes, the better and smoother they will turn out. But now that I'm done setting my under eyes, I'm going to be taking the Banana Baking Powder by Revolution and I'm going to be setting underneath my jawline to just clean up that bronzer and make it look more snatched. I also do add a little bit of this powder around my mouth and also my forehead. So I start right here and I just bring it towards my ear. So just like that. But that's how I do that. Now I'm gonna do it to the next side. Now taking the leftover powder on my powder puff, I'm just gonna pat my forehead with it. While I'm letting the powder sit, I do like to bronze and also add blush. And I use, of course, a brush from the brand called Manage. This is in the number 51672. And I take the fluffy side and I do bronzer first. I like to do my forehead and then my cheekbones. So I just go in circular motions, basically. I feel like this bronzer really brings that color back into your face. Now I'm going in with blush. Like I said, this is in the shade Volume 5 and I'm using the same brush, just the opposite side. And this blush is super pigmented, so I also try not to do so much. Then I end up looking like a clown. So if you put too much blush on, for an example like I just did, because I'm a blush freak, I love blush, you can just take your Revolution setting powder and pat this underneath your eyes. Do your nose as well so that it looks more snatched. Now taking a fluffy brush. This is also from the brand Manage. This is in the number 51673. I'm just gonna blend everything out in a circular motion like this. And just go all over your face. You want to blend everything together. This is what it should look like afterwards. Super smooth. It all looks nicely blended into each other. Now I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray and I'm just gonna spray this all over my face. I think I'm also going to be using a little bit of the NYX The Face Glue Setting Spray. This one you really have to shake it up super good before using it, because if not, it just sprays really weirdly. I don't look so like powdery anymore. But I'm just gonna take a Q-tip and just clean my lips really quickly. Once I'm done applying setting spray, I'm going to be taking the same Morphe Flickering Sands palette, and I use this for a couple of things to finish off my makeup. One of the things is lip liner. The second thing is just to touch up the ends of my eyebrows. I'm just going to be using the same brush I used to fill them in, the same eyeshadow I dipped it into earlier, and just kind of make the end sharper and cleaner. And there, look at the difference. It looks a lot more better. Flip to the next row. So just like that, now I'm going to do my lip liner, and I only use the brown eyeshadow to outline my lips. I'm now going to be taking the Revolution Pout Balm Lip Gloss in the shade Candy, and I just apply this in the middle of my lips. This is like a nude pink lip gloss. This is such a beautiful shade to do like the ombre lip, which I'm going to be doing right now. And just add a clear gloss on top. I do take my finger and kind of blend it in a little bit so it looks nicer. Just like that, that is my lip combo, queens. I love this lip combo. I've been doing it for the past 3 years. I just love how it looks. Now we're going to do a little bit of highlighter and then we should be done. Folklore highlighter, I don't know, but I got this off the TikTok shop, queens. You can find it linked in my showcase. But this is a beautiful highlighter. This is a dupe for the Fenty one. Can you guys see that? Hold on, let me try to show you. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's really nice in person. I just take my finger and apply this on, and then you'll really be able to tell how pretty this highlighter is. Oh, look at that. Now we're gonna do that to the other side. Look at that. Okay, highlighter, okay. I hope you queens enjoy this tutorial today on my makeup. I tried my best to make it very simple and explain it as best as I could for you guys, and I cannot wait to keep making these fun little cute videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, queens.